Have you ever wondered why your expensive skincare products aren't delivering the youthful glow you expected? As a plastic surgeon with over 50 years of experience, I'm Dr. Grant, and I'm here to reveal a game-changing secret that could save your skin and your wallet. 30 years ago, I uncovered a shocking truth in a global cosmetics lab. A $487.50 premium cream was just glorified Vaseline. This moment exposed the marketing myths behind costly cosmetics and inspired me to share a simple, affordable solution that delivers real results. In this video, you'll discover why Vaseline, a humble drugstore staple, outperforms high-end creams by locking in moisture to combat wrinkles and dryness. I'll share medically backed reasons why it reduces moisture loss by up to 98%, transforming skin for patients like 68-year-old Mary Thompson, whose complexion stunned her grandkids. You'll learn 4 powerful Vaseline combinations, using hyaluronic acid, retinol, whitening essence, and snail cream, to amplify results, plus special techniques for hidden aging areas like hands, neck, and elbows. Don't miss the critical precautions for oily or acne-prone skin to avoid pitfalls, and my complete nighttime routine to make your skin look 10 years younger. Watch until the end for inspiring stories, like 74-year-old Evelyn Carter, who transformed her skin despite thinking it was too late. This video isn't just about skin care, it's about aging healthily and confidently. Start watching now to unlock Vaseline's secrets and see results in just 1 month. If you are not subscribed, subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. Let me share a story that completely changed my perspective on skincare. 30 years ago, when I was a busy plastic surgeon, I had the chance to visit a global cosmetics company's lab after completing my training in the US. What I witnessed there shocked me to my core. The researcher enthusiastically showed me a jar of their new premium cream, telling me, "Doctor, this is our new cream that will retail for $487.50 per jar." He spoke with such pride, as if he were unveiling a miracle in a bottle. But when I looked at the ingredients, I couldn't believe my eyes. The main ingredient, Vaseline. They called it petrolatum, a specially refined version of Vaseline designed to lock in moisture. That was the moment I had a revelation. Cosmetics are mostly just clever marketing. I think back to one of my patients, 68-year-old Mary Thompson, who spent a staggering $225 every month on various high-end skincare products. Despite all that money spent, her skin was still growing drier, and wrinkles seemed to deepen by the day. When I suggested the Vaseline method to her, she was, understandably, skeptical. "Dr. Grant," she said, "can something this cheap work?" 3 months later, when she walked into my clinic, I could hardly believe my eyes. Her skin had undergone a remarkable transformation. She was practically glowing. "Doctor, it's incredible. No cosmetic I've ever used in my life worked this well. My grandkid even says my face looks different." This wasn't magic. It was science. You see, as we age, moisture loss becomes the biggest challenge for our skin. The older we get, the more quickly our skin loses moisture, and this is the primary culprit behind wrinkles. Vaseline works by creating a thin, protective barrier on your skin that prevents moisture from evaporating. Imagine this. You have a bowl of water sitting on your kitchen counter. Without a lid, the water will eventually evaporate. But if you cover it with a lid, that water stays intact. Vaseline acts as that lid for your skin, sealing in the moisture. Studies have shown that Vaseline can reduce moisture evaporation by up to 98%, something no expensive cosmetic can achieve. Think for a moment. How much have you spent on cosmetics? And were the results worth it? When you realize how effective something as simple and inexpensive as Vaseline can be, It might make you pause and reconsider where your money is going. I encourage you to try it tonight, and I promise you, your skin and your wallet will thank you. But remember, Vaseline alone isn't the magic bullet. There are a few techniques that can amplify its effects, and I'll share those with you shortly. Just last week, I received a call from one of my longtime patients, 72-year-old Susan Davis, a woman who's always been passionate about skincare. She asked, "Dr. Grant, I bought the Vaseline, but how exactly do I use it?" While Vaseline is effective on its own, I have a special technique I've used for over 50 years, which can triple its effectiveness. Over the years, I've recommended 4 perfect Vaseline combinations to my patients, and today, I want to share them with you. The first combination is using a moisture ampoule with Vaseline. I know many of you may be using hyaluronic acid ampoules, especially those that attract moisture up to 1,000 times their weight. They're amazing, but there's a catch. They evaporate quickly. A few years ago, a 65-year-old patient of mine, Linda Wilson, was using a high-end hyaluronic acid ampoule but saw little effect. So I gave her a simple suggestion. Apply the ampoule, wait a minute, then apply a pea-sized amount of Vaseline. A month later, she returned to my clinic with glowing skin. "Doctor, it's incredible. The same ampoule works so much better." This is because Vaseline locks in the moisture the ampoule gathers, effectively doubling its effect. And if you live in a dry climate or a home with heaters, this combination works wonders. The second combination involves retinol and Vaseline. Retinol is fantastic for boosting collagen and renewing skin, but it can be harsh and cause irritation. A 70-year-old patient, Barbara Clark, came to me complaining about redness and irritation after using retinol. My advice was simple: apply your retinol cream, wait 20 to 30 minutes, then apply Vaseline. The results were incredible. The irritation disappeared, and the effects of the retinol improved. One key tip: always use retinol at night, as sunlight can damage your skin when using this powerful ingredient. Next, we have the third combination, a whitening essence with Vaseline. Whitening essences are great for reducing dark spots and evening out your skin tone. I remember when my wife started using this combination. Within 3 months, her dark spots visibly faded. Apply the essence, wait 5 minutes, and then lightly cover with Vaseline. Try it tonight, and in 3 months, I promise you'll be amazed at the reflection staring back at you in the mirror. The fourth combination is snail cream with Vaseline. Snail cream is known for its skin regeneration properties, but over time, its effects tend to fade. A 79-year-old senior doctor I know tried this method. Apply snail cream and then cover with Vaseline. The result? It prolonged the regeneration effect, drastically improving the appearance of wrinkles. This is one of the best examples of how Vaseline acts as a lid that amplifies the effects of good ingredients. And here's an important note: don't overdo it with Vaseline. Just a pea-sized amount is all you need for your entire face. I've been doing this every night for years, and it's become an essential part of my routine. Choose one of these 4 combinations based on your skin's needs and start tonight. I guarantee your skin will look better, and your confidence will soar. Let me take you on a journey of transformation that I have had the privilege of witnessing over the years in my clinic. I want to share a deeply impactful story that has stayed with me for over 15 years. It was a day when 74-year-old Helen Rogers walked into my office. Helen had tried everything: premium cosmetics, treatments from various clinics, and had invested in the latest beauty products that promised to turn back time. Yet, despite all her efforts, she was frustrated. She turned to me with a sigh and said, "Doctor, I use the best cosmetics, get all the right treatments, but people still guess my age correctly. Why is that happening?" If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Her words carried a sense of defeat that I could feel deep in my heart. She was so invested in maintaining her youthful appearance. But there was one thing she hadn't considered. I asked her a question that seemed simple but was crucial to the answer. "Helen, how do you care for your hands and neck?" She looked at me, puzzled, and then responded with a slight shrug. "Hands and neck? I just wash them with soap." I smiled gently, knowing that the answer to her frustration lay in the very areas she had overlooked. "Helen, people guess your age based on your hands and neck, not your face." This may sound like a small detail, but the truth is, the areas that reveal our age most clearly are often the ones we neglect. We pour so much attention on our faces, our crow's feet, wrinkles, and sagging skin, that we forget about the hands, neck, behind the ears, elbows, and knees. These are the spots that, over time, give away our age, sometimes more than our faces do. Why do these areas age faster, you might wonder? It's because these parts of our body have thinner skin, they lose moisture more quickly, and they are more exposed to the sun's harmful UV rays daily. These delicate areas don't have the natural ability to retain moisture or protect themselves the way the face does, and as a result, they show signs of aging much earlier. I shared with Helen an example from my own life. My wife, who has followed my advice on skincare since she was young, takes just as much care of her hands and neck as she does her face. Now, at 79, people still think she is in her late 60s. Her skin looks vibrant, smooth, and ageless, something I attribute to her consistent care of not just her face but her entire body. The good news is that it's never too late to start. If you begin caring for these hidden aging areas now, you'll see incredible results. Let's dive deeper into these often neglected areas and explore simple yet incredibly effective ways to protect them, using something as humble as Vaseline. These methods have worked wonders for my patients over the years, and I'm confident they can make a difference for you, too. First, the neck. Let's start with the neck, one of the most vulnerable areas that can age prematurely. I'll never forget Patricia Evans, a woman who came to see me with a frustrated look on her face. She said, "Dr. Grant, I never thought my neck would get so wrinkled. Why didn't anyone tell me to care for it when I was young?" I could sense her regret, and I knew exactly what to say. The skin on the neck is thin and lacks the protective qualities that the face enjoys. It doesn't have as many sebaceous glands, which means it dries out easily, and the constant movement of the head only exacerbates the formation of wrinkles. For Patricia, I suggested a simple nightly ritual. Before bed, after applying your usual essence or cream to your neck, cover it with a thin layer of Vaseline. Always apply it upward, never downward, as this helps lift the skin. I asked her to try this method consistently for a month, and when she came back to see me, the difference was nothing short of miraculous. Her neck wrinkles had visibly lightened, and she was thrilled with the results. She had never imagined such a simple, affordable solution would make such an impact. Second, the hands. Now, let's talk about the hands. One of the most touching moments in my career came when Dorothy Harris, who was celebrating her 60th wedding anniversary, came to me for advice. She said, "Dr. Grant, is there anything I can do to make my hands look younger? My grandson's wedding is coming up, and I'm so embarrassed about my hands in photos." Dorothy's concern was something I had heard time and time again, and it struck a chord with me. Our hands, as we age, begin to show signs of wear. They get thinner, drier, and the skin starts to lose its plumpness. For Dorothy, I suggested this easy solution. Before bed, apply a generous amount of moisturizing cream to your hands and then cover them with a thin layer of Vaseline. Put on a pair of cotton gloves and leave them on overnight. The next morning, she was amazed at the change. Her hands felt softer, smoother, and noticeably younger. Dorothy was so overjoyed that she called me the morning of her grandson's wedding to tell me how happy she was with her hands. It was a truly heartwarming moment to see how such a simple routine could give her back her confidence. Here's a bonus tip for even greater results. Twice a week, try a Vaseline hand mask. Apply a generous layer of Vaseline to your hands. Wear cotton gloves for about 30 minutes, and you'll see your hands transform, looking 10 years younger in no time. Third, the elbows and knees. Let's move on to the elbows and knees, two areas that are often neglected in our skincare routine but show age more quickly than we realize. Robert Taylor, a longtime patient of mine, was an avid golfer, but he was self-conscious about the darkened skin on his knees when he wore shorts. "Dr. Grant," he said, "my knees and elbows are rough and dark, and they're so noticeable when I wear shorts. I feel so embarrassed." I gave Robert a simple piece of advice. Right after a shower, while your skin is still damp, apply Vaseline to your elbows and knees. Before bed, apply a thicker layer and leave it on overnight. Robert was skeptical at first, but after just a few days, he couldn't believe how soft and smooth his knees and elbows had become. He called me, excited, saying, "I can't believe my knees are this soft. I'm no longer embarrassed to wear shorts." It's a small habit, but it made a huge difference in Robert's confidence and comfort. Fourth, behind the ears and earlobes. Now, let's address an often overlooked area: behind the ears and the earlobes. These parts of the body have very delicate, thin skin that ages quickly, and sagging earlobes can make a face look droopy. My daughter once pointed out to me, "Dad, I saw an elderly lady with sagging ears, and it made her look so much older." That observation stayed with me because, while we focus on wrinkles around the eyes or mouth, we often forget about these subtle aging signs that add years to our appearance. Here's a simple solution. When applying your face cream, make sure to include the ears and earlobes. At night, dab a little Vaseline behind the ears and on the earlobes to help maintain elasticity. This quick and easy step will firm up the area, and many of my patients have noticed how much younger their entire face looks when they include their ears in their skincare routine. Fifth, the lips and mouth area. Lastly, let's talk about the lips and mouth area. As we age, the lips become thinner, and the lines around the mouth deepen. Margaret Collins, a 76-year-old woman, came to me one day and said, "Dr. Grant, the wrinkles around my mouth are so deep. It bothers me more than anything else." The mouth is in constant motion throughout the day, talking, eating, smiling. So it's no surprise that this area is one of the first to show the signs of aging. To help Margaret, I recommended a simple nighttime routine. Before bed, apply a generous amount of Vaseline to the lips and around the mouth. As you sleep, the Vaseline works its magic, smoothing out those wrinkles and boosting elasticity. When Margaret came back to see me after a few weeks, she was thrilled with the results. Her lips were plumper, the lines had softened, and she looked years younger. A month later, I noticed a profound transformation in Margaret's appearance. Her once deep mouth wrinkles had visibly softened, making her smile brighter and more youthful. She couldn't hide her joy as she beamed, saying, "Now my wrinkles are less deep when I smile." I could see how much this simple improvement had boosted her confidence, and it warmed my heart. But the changes didn't stop there. We then focused on the delicate eye area. The skin around our eyes is the thinnest and most sensitive on our entire face, making it especially prone to signs of aging. My wife always says, "Honey, a person's age shows in their eyes," and I've come to realize how true that is. Crow's feet, sagging under eyes, and puffiness can make you appear much older than you are. This is why I developed a specific method for taking care of the eye area. After applying a nourishing eye cream, I follow it with a minuscule, almost invisible amount of Vaseline. You only need the tiniest dab. More can lead to puffiness, which no one wants. Just a small amount is enough to keep the skin around my wife's eyes firm and youthful looking. Over the years, I've learned that the key to all of these methods is consistency. My 74-year-old patient, Nancy Stewart, once said, "Dr. Grant, I didn't notice a difference at first, but after 3 months, it changed. Now, applying Vaseline nightly is a habit." And that's the truth. Small, consistent changes lead to lasting improvements. If you don't believe me, here's a simple test. Apply Vaseline to just one hand for a month. Then, compare both hands side by side. You'll be amazed at the difference. You'll feel the softness and smoothness of the treated hand, while the untreated one will feel rougher and drier. This comparison speaks volumes about how well this method works, and I've seen it firsthand with patients and loved ones. But while we've covered the face, neck, hands, and elbows, there's still a crucial part of the process that requires extra care. If you have oily or acne-prone skin, you need to be cautious to avoid any potential skin issues. I'll explain this in more detail, so stay tuned. At my clinic, one of the most common questions I get is, "Dr. Grant, I have oily skin. Can I use Vaseline?" It's a valid concern. I recall a conversation with 72-year-old Elizabeth Turner, who asked me this same question. I examined her skin carefully and explained, "Elizabeth, your skin type doesn't change with age, but there are precautions to follow if you have oily skin. For oily skin like yours, you need to apply Vaseline correctly. Oily skin can be tricky. While Vaseline can provide great benefits, it's essential to use it wisely to avoid making oily skin worse. I've had oily skin my whole life, and even at 83, my forehead and nose are still prone to excess oil. This advice comes from years of experience, and I know how important it is to get it right. The first thing to remember with oily skin is that you should avoid applying Vaseline all over your face. One of my patients, Thomas Bennett, made the mistake of applying Vaseline everywhere on his oily face. He thought it would help his skin, but it only made his acne flare up. I had to sit him down and explain, "Thomas, oily skin already produces excess sebum, and when you apply Vaseline all over your face, it can clog your pores. This leads to even worse breakouts." I advised him to apply Vaseline only to the dry areas of his face and avoid the T-zone, the forehead, nose, and chin. The U-zone, which includes the cheeks and under-eye area, can tolerate a little more moisture. After he followed this advice, Thomas's skin improved dramatically. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Next, never apply Vaseline directly to acne-prone areas. Take Karen Phillips, a 67-year-old patient of mine who had frequent chin acne even in her later years. She decided to try Vaseline, but unfortunately, she applied it to her acne, thinking it would soothe the skin. Instead, it made her acne worse. I sat with her and explained, "Karen, acne forms from clogged pores, and Vaseline can make that situation even worse. Apply it only to dry areas around the acne and avoid putting it directly on the breakouts." She took my advice to heart, and over time, her acne improved while the skin around it remained hydrated and soft. My 20-something granddaughter, who also has acne, uses Vaseline in the same way. A thin layer on the non-acne areas at night, followed by a thorough wash in the morning. This routine has helped her manage both acne and dryness effectively. Now, for those who struggle with both acne and dryness, here's a helpful tip. Diane Mitchell, another one of my patients, had this exact issue. I recommended mixing 1 to 2 drops of tea tree oil with a pea-sized amount of Vaseline. The tea tree oil has natural antibacterial properties that help soothe acne, while the Vaseline prevents dryness. This combination worked wonders for Diane, solving both her acne and dryness issues. It's a simple yet effective remedy for anyone dealing with similar skin challenges. For those who use medicated ointments, here's another little trick: applying a thin layer of Vaseline over the ointment. A colleague of mine, who suffers from dermatitis, was having trouble with ointments that absorbed too quickly and rubbed off before they could fully work. I suggested applying Vaseline over the ointment to lock in the moisture and allow the ointment to be more effective. He was astounded by the results, saying, "Dr. Grant, the same ointment works so much better now." This technique works wonders for ensuring the ointments remain on the skin long enough to do their job. I also want to emphasize that you should always do a patch test if you have allergies. Janet Foster, 79, once told me that her skin turned red after trying Vaseline, so I recommended that she do a patch test. Try a small amount on the inside of your arm or behind your ear, I advised her. Wait 24 hours to see if there's any reaction. If there's no redness or irritation, it's safe to use on your face. This step helps avoid any allergic reactions and keeps your skin safe while trying new products. One of the most important pieces of advice I can give you is to never over-apply Vaseline. I've made this mistake myself and ended up feeling sticky and uncomfortable. A small pea-sized amount is all you need to work wonders for your skin. You don't need to slather it on thickly. Less is more with Vaseline. Also, I recommend using it at night. During the day, it can attract dust and dirt, which makes it feel sticky and uncomfortable. The best time to apply it is right before bed, allowing it to work its magic overnight. Some of you might be thinking, I'm too old for skincare. What's the point? I still remember when Evelyn Carter, 74, first asked me this during a clinic visit years ago. She was skeptical about starting a skincare routine at her age. I shared with her the wisdom my mentor passed on to me. The moment you give up because of age, you truly age. Start today, and tomorrow will be better. My mentor, until the age of 88, exercised every day and took meticulous care of his skin. He taught me the power of consistency and how small, everyday habits can change your life. Evelyn was doubtful, but she took the plunge and started using the Vaseline method. 6 months later, she returned to the clinic, and I could see the change in her face. Dr. Grant, my grandkid says my hands are soft now. I'm so glad I started, even at my age. The transformation in her skin, especially around her hands and neck, was astounding. It proved that it's never too late to start taking care of your skin. When you begin today, tomorrow will be better, and in a year, you'll look and feel like a new person. My wife often says, at our age, it's not about looking pretty, but about aging healthily. This simple truth sums it all up. Skincare is not just about beauty, it's about healthy aging. Our skin is the body's first line of defense against external stressors, so it's essential to take care of it, no matter how old you are. By starting a skincare routine today, you're investing in your health for years to come. Your future self will thank you. And there you have it. Simple yet effective skincare tips that can truly transform your skin and your overall health. From reducing wrinkles to managing oily or acne-prone skin, it's all about consistency, proper application, and knowing your skin type. So, what have you learned today? Have you discovered a new method to care for your skin that you're excited to try? Or perhaps you're ready to start a skincare routine for the first time. We'd love to hear from you. Comment below and share one thing you've learned today and how you plan to put it into practice in your daily life. Your experience might inspire someone else to take that first step toward healthier, more youthful skin. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more skincare tips and life-changing advice. Your support means the world to us. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.